ready, I'd like to brief you on a highly classified matter.
I'm tired of all the red tape.
To be frank, you are among the few here that I believe I can share this information with. Though I suppose that's not saying much. I have not been entirely honest about my role here. Not to you, nor other members of the Vault, Hugo included. I am Lieutenant Colonel James T. Oberlin, United States Army. Actively, not formally. I remain in contact with him to this day. I suspect that's for good reason. There's much about how we operate that civilians aren't privy to. And like I said, for good reason. Originally, I was to oversee a government-funded weather research project, one that was shut down and then ultimately scooped up by Mr. Stoltz. While I was never exactly an expert on the subject, Mr. Stoltz found my experience with the project important for the transition. That project led to the development of this very Vault's weather machine, and ultimately our current predicament. I have remained in contact with my associates in the Army ever since, reporting the good and the bad. Not long ago, I dispatched a member of my team to pass along my findings to a drop site I've been using over the years. Unfortunately, he has failed to return, and I fear the worst. Daniel is a good man. It's important we bring him home, if still possible. There's also the matter of the report, and whether or not it had been passed along, or potentially fallen into the wrong hands. Thank you. The drop is located at High Knob. We haven't had trouble with that location so far, but there is a chance that the Lost, or potentially some other party, drawn in by the allure of the storm.
It's a shame we don't have
Either way.
force to spruce this place up a little.
outsiders rolled in, heavily armed, started setting up camp. Only a matter of time until they find me up here. Pretty sure this is it for me. But listen, Chief, I gotta come clean. I want to go to my grave with a clean conscience. This whole thing, the reports, the army, it's a sham, boss. Every single file has gone straight to Mr. Stoltz. We're his men first, Chief, not yours. Not really. There's no military contact. Just Hugo. Those of us in the know have been heading out here to play the part, make you think it's real. But this ain't a drop site. It's a smoke break spot. I'm sorry you gotta find out like this, Chief. You're one of the good ones. Don't trust anyone down there. We're all just his puppets. Oh, shit! I'm sorry.
You seem perturbed, my friend. Has your work with Chief Oberlin been that taxing? How crude. Come now, my friend. What is this all about? Of course his men work for me. You all work for me, my friend. Allow me to explain. James T. Oberlin is a workhorse. Powerful, focused, efficient. But someone like him needs order. Blinders and a carrot, if you will. With too much freedom of thought, people like him are lost. James came to me as a part of a package. I bought a box of cereal, and he was the delightful toy at the bottom. Now he was a highly decorated, highly skilled prize, but still a part of a larger whole. The best thing for someone like him is a simple purpose.
Why?
He plays this role because he needs to believe it's true. A smarter man would see through this facade immediately. But not Oberlin. Oh no. A crueler thing would be shattering the only thing that's kept the man sane for the past 2 decades. I do this for him, you know.
Workforce has spruced this place up a little.
Been a long time since we had a good community gathering.
It's refreshing to be around someone who understands the bigger picture. Good luck in your duties, my friend. Be well.
What if we go back to the surface? Nobody wants to know.
Supplies are starting to dwindle a little. And with the stockpile and the supply runs, you know, before the storm.
You're back. Damn it. Daniel was a good man. But I'm relieved to hear his death wasn't in vain. Thank you for completing his work. Thank you for seeing this through. I'm not sure how I'll break the news of Daniel's death to the crew. He was loved by all. I have no further assignments. I'm sure there's others that could use your assistance as well. Thank you again for your effort. Dismissed.
You reckon that storm's gonna get worse? Better.
I miss research, and science, and discoveries, and news. Ah, screw it. I miss how it was before. We started to change things up around here. We got a system and it works, damn it.
Oh, hello.
Hopefully Daniel will report in soon.
Impeccable timing. I was just thinking of you. You've gone through great lengths to clear a path ahead for us. The stage has been set for final preparations. We can get to that in a moment. Do you want to hear something fascinating? Did you know that lightning can reach temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun? Energy beyond that of a star, and yet we can survive being struck by it. The Lost. Myself. My Cassidy. We live with it inside us, dancing, colliding, beautifully and violently. Invisible forces taking form right here, inside, in a fervent embrace. Chaos contained. Not a miracle, no. It's nature. When I first heard my Cassie's voice, it was magnetic, ensnaring me from across the room. Every footstep perfectly placed, as if I'd done it 1,000 times before. It was a force. A path so clear, so natural, a gravitational pull. Two entities brought together, and a magnificent explosion as a result. Only possible with our meeting. The world shifted at our very presence from that point on. We did the impossible together. No. When the feral mind began to take her, I feared to lose. That spark between us lost its charge. She slipped further and further away. I made a choice. To follow the only path that had provided us any hope. I reignited that spark. I brought her to the device. I pushed it to its limit. I allowed it to impart on us that power greater than the burning surface of the sun. An accident implies a lack of intent. No, it was a choice. The creation of the Lost was no mistake. Its failure to reach completion is, however, a half-step that left them deserted in a reality all their own. But we need to bring them back, all of them, not just my Cassie. We need to bridge the divide. That is what I'm trying to fix here. That is where I need your help. Danke dir, mein Freund. Truly. We are so close to a solution now. I've provided Hilda and Audrey with all they need to complete our work. If you speak with them downstairs, they will be able to provide next steps. Thank you. Now, is there... We couldn't have come this far without you.
I wonder if I could use... He's a monster, James. How can I ever...
Believe me, I know. But we are so close now. Think of all the people we can help if we manage to find a solution. I will personally hold him accountable once things are settled. But we need to cooperate for now.
Can we get started already? The tissue samples aren't gonna remain stable forever. Oh great, it's my father's latest hired gun. What are you doing here? Of course, my father's right hand, here to solve all our problems. Fine. It's not like we're left with many options.
We're going to be overseeing a final experiment that could alter the future of this vault.
All of our work is coming to fruition! My research on understanding the Lost, Audrey's on the weather machine, but the last piece is Uncle Hugo. Like, literally, we're examining a piece of him. Gross, I know. But once we have the right data, we can run the machine again to reverse the effects of the Lost. We think.
Thanks to the flesh of that madman, loath as I am to say it.
My father is the only one afflicted by the machine that has managed to retain his senses. At first, we speculated that it could be related to his sight impairment, but we are certain now there's more to it. He seems to have mutated differently from the other Lost.
The experiments I've been running all but confirmed it.
We think the reason is because he was the one to push the big button, so to speak. He made direct contact with the device. The electricity spread out from him, almost like a conduit.
We are, and have the evidence to back it.
We've been comparing tissue samples from Uncle Hugo with ones from Papa and the others. The behavior from Uncle Hugo's sample is far more complex and responsive to stimuli. It's almost as if he's a completed specimen and the rest are just imitating him.
We've been repairing and adjusting the machine to potentially complete the Lost's transformation, using that monster upstairs as a template.
No. Which is why we aren't simply going to fire up the machine again and hope he's right. We need to be sure.
That's where you come in. We need you to head surface side and run the experiment for us. We've set up a number of devices that can simulate the effects of,
It'll simulate what... In other words, we can test what would happen if we followed my uncle's plan on a smaller scale.
I'll mark the first device. We'll make contact once we see it up and running.
Anyone else kind of... just me?
Hugo's now.
Great. Now we know the thing that was bound to fail will fail. On to the next device. Over and out.
Our hypothesis is that the samples from the Lost will begin to behave closer to Uncle Hugo. Science, you can do it!
test. Results coming in now. Please, please be different. No, it's the same. They're all moving with him. How? Why? God damn him.
Audrey, we've got a problem. The bastard is gone.
What?
And you, get back here ASAP. Over and out. Good, you're here. The situation has developed and we're short on time. Here's the sitrep. We've discovered that Hugo didn't leave alone. He's taken Cassidy with him. That can only mean one thing. He's going to activate the weather machine already. Bastard. This experiment was just to distract us. He already had all the pieces he needed.
We felt the whole vault shaking a while back. Security said it was nothing to worry about, though.
The weather machine was already set to the parameters we just tested. This was a final trial run before the real deal. We can discuss our terrible choices later. We have to act now. There's only one place. He's likely to reach the meteorology sector any minute now, up at the Hawksbill weather station. Audrey already left to try and stop him, but even with Cassidy, he's gotten too much of a head start. No, wait. We need to discuss what you'll do when you get... I'll be brief. I need him alive. Good. We need him breathing if we want to learn more about this affliction. It'd be years of research lost. Thank you. Expect resist... Dismissed.
The new animals up there. Any of them good for eating?
Finally, I thought you'd never make it. He's locked me out, but I bought some time by disrupting the startup sequence. It's only a matter of minutes before he gets it up and running again, though. I can't believe it's come to this. I hate him. So fucking much! Yes, we all. He needs to die. My God. Did I really just say no? That's not my father in there. That's a lunatic. Both of my parents died during the accident. No. When he made it, he's going to do it again. But enough, we don't... You don't understand. Oberlin thinks we can still fix him. We're out of options. The experiment... If he's left alive, he might break free. He's not just... Please. Believe me. I'll begin unlocking the doors so that the area is... I'll be in touch of... This facility is filled with state-of-the-art technology that you probably can't even appreciate. Okay, that'll get you in. Just focus on the Lost while I work on the next grid. Got it. You're almost there. One more to go. Over! God, you almost gave me a heart attack. It's open! Get in there!
My friend! Schön, dich wiederzusehen. I apologize for pulling the wool over your eyes earlier. I needed a suitable distraction to hold their interest. But I should warn you, any attempt to dissuade me will be made in vain. I recommend turning back while you can. Ha! I hadn't taken you for someone frightened by something like grave danger. Do you not see? My darling standing right here beside me. She walked here with me, followed my every step. Do you not understand what this means? I know... You are a child. You understand nothing. Months ago, before we ever crossed paths, I stood here with Cassidy just as we had a decade ago. I ran this machine again, hoping, begging for a solution, and at worst, a release from this solitary life. The results were unexpected, more severe than my first attempt. The storm, you see? The shattering of the land around here? A result of that brave step. This would imply it was a failure. It wasn't. I made great progress in my second attempt. I was able to calm my Cassidy. Suddenly, she responded to my will. She followed my footsteps. She looked me in the eyes again. In that moment of bliss, we fled away back to the atrium. Hand in hand, like schoolchildren, we ran while this devilish machine spun on, sowing destruction. I learned something important about the power I hold. I am the gravitational force they need. I am a vessel for this storm. I can move them, save them. For now, perhaps. But that's why we must finish this. For months, I've pushed Hilda and Audrey toward the solution. I knew it was in me, the signal to shepherd them. I just needed them to isolate it, decode it, replicate it. To teach our machine to dance to my song, to forge a true bridge between me and our lost children. But truly, the last missing piece was you, mein Freund. Without your drive, we'd have been stuck. So, before we end this for good, I do... Now, let's finish this, shall we? You know nothing. Free will. Violence is the only will your ilk understands. En garde.
Traitorous bastard! Need some assistance over here. But you won't live long enough to do so. I underestimated your strength, it would seem. I suppose this is an unfortunate... So that is your solution? To look so short-sighted? There's another way. You don't have to end this. You can still help me, if only you'd see things my way for a moment. If only you'd see the sparkle. I can be that pull between us. So please. I have no strength.
Good. He's still breathing. Hurry up and power down that machine. We'll come retrieve him when it's safe.
I trusted you. I fucking trusted you.
Hell of a good job back there. I knew you'd do the right thing. You've been a good soldier for us. Glad we put our trust in you. Yep, you were one of the good ones, all right. No doubt about it. I'm just glad we're on the same team. Hate to go toe-to-toe with someone like you. Don't. That's exactly how he's manipulated us for years. His mask's off now. He's got no hold. I'm sure it feels like he got off easy, but I assure you, he's sedated for now, and still recovering from that proper ass-whooping you provided. But once he wakes up, the time for rest is over. He's the key to solving the Lost. Well, look, we're not evil, so... In the meantime, we'll sort out the mess the sorry SOB left us. So, rest easy. But, look, I can't give you a Medal of Honor, but I would if I could. This goes without saying. I hope that means don't go turning into a stranger.